Hello, everybody. RMJ movie reviews back again. What I'm actually gonna do is do a Expendables PG-13 Rant Part 2 because it seems like everybody really liked that. This time I'm gonna be a little bit more articulate. There's a little bit glare in the lens. I got a day off work today, so I'm just kind of doing this on the fly. I had some more points I wanted to make. I think. In reading more information, everybody across the internet feels the same way about the Expendables 3 being rated PG-13. And one of the things really more that's most disappointing to me as a fan, like I said before, is that I kind of feel that I really don't like that men of their age are trying to force this product onto a younger demographic. The way I feel is that this is a movie that stars men. Grown men. The Expendables 3, 1, 2, and all three of them. These are grown men. And men who are, above the middle age line, most of them. Aside from a couple of them. So I think more of the problem I have with it is not just the fact that we don't get the curse language or the naked girls or the graphic bloody violence. It's more the fact that these are adult men who are trying to make a picture for people that are so much younger than them that they can't relate. And I just find it more insulting that us fans who've watched them for years and years cannot get a picture for men. I mean, you guys feel what I'm saying out there? Like, it's not just the fact that we don't get all the goody junk of these kind of movies. It's the fact that it's a movie with men, and men should be able to talk and behave how adult men act. So it's the fact that you're trying to push men. And I mean, I'm not talking young guys like me, early 30s and even late 20s, because that is a man, but we're still young kids. Dolph Lundgren, Stallone, these are guys in their 50s and 60s. Harrison Ford is in his 70s, Jason Statham, Jet Li, they're in their 40s, but, they're getting there. And Terry Crews is getting there too. So that's really more of what I find insulting, is that these are men, and men should be able to talk and behave like men do when they're around guys. My second thing is that I really have a problem with the fact that they're trying to aim every movie now. It's almost like adults. Yes, adults still have the Shia LaBeouf movie, Nymphomaniac, the art house movies, but it more frustrates me that adults just can't have adult junky entertainment for adults like it was in the 80s and the 90s. You know what I mean? I saw something great on IMDb where somebody had actually said, maybe the Disney company should buy the rights to Basic Instinct and Showgirls and remake them and make them PG films. And we could see the remake of Basic Instinct and Showgirls, the PG version, and have the whole family come and see it. I thought that was hysterical. It's on IMDb on the Expendables 3 page, so you guys might be able to find it. But I thought that was hilarious, and I thought it illustrated the point greatly. You know what I mean? That there's no movie that is for adults. And I think as silly as and there's two groups of 80s and 90s action pictures. There's the kind of canon Michael Dudikoff, Chuck Norris, Charles Bronson group. Cynthia Rockworth, Billy Blanks, all those guys. They weren't under canon, but you guys know what I mean. And then you had the higher class action pictures, which was the occasional Stallone movie, which would be like First Blood, the first one, or Terminator 1 and 2, and I'd even say Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's a great movie. And then we have, at that time, it was Die Hard 1 and 2, even before With a Vengeance, but I think as flawed as With a Vengeance is, it's still a strong action picture. You know, Stallone and Arnold and Bruce were kind of the guys who were doing the higher up action pictures at that time. They could kind of float between doing junky action pictures and then great action pictures like Terminator 2. So even though you had the silly canon action pictures and then you had the high class action pictures like Terminator and First Blood 1 and Die Hard 1, the thing that's common in all of those films is that they're adult. They're adult actors, you know, people that are at least, you know, mid-30s and up, you know. And these situations are silly, but they're playing them straight and they're playing them seriously. And the language and the dialogue and the situation is made for adults. You know, even like you look at the first Die Hard. If you really, really look at it, you know, it's a very well done, exaggerated action picture. But you have adult themes in there. You know what I mean? You have like the deconstruction of a marriage falling apart between McClane and his wife, and that's very adult. And even Alan Rickman, he plays this villain, but he plays it seriously, like really like something that we could look on YouTube right now with somebody severing somebody's head. You know, you'd see a Hans Gruber type of character cutting off somebody's head on the internet now. You know, so I think that's really what's more upsetting about the Expendables 3 PG-13 rating. It's just it's just the fact that we can't just have an adult action picture made for adults. You know, and it's the fact that I just can't even figure out, because I know the people who are putting up the money for this picture are adults. And I understand that they're in a strain with business and the recession, so that's why they're remaking, they're just pulling out, they're remaking everything. I mean, everything is trying to appeal to the younger kids, but I think what they're not getting is that if you make a solid movie for the demographic that it's for, it will be successful if the movie is solid. I know that much about watching movies. If you make it solid, we will come. And I saw talk on the internet where people were saying, well, Expendables 2 was going to be PG-13 and it was R and there was more blood and nobody came and made less money in the first one. Case in point, people, I'm going to be honest and be straight right now about this. Neither